So many people talk about accountability partners and how much they would love to have one. And the second thing that always happens is that I either find out that they have one or they say, I have no idea how to go about getting an accountability partner. We're going to talk really briefly today about the benefits of having an accountability partner, an accountability buddy, an accountability buddy, whatever you want to call it. And we're going to, more importantly, talk about how you can get one. So it is important because we often lose sight of our progress on things that we want to accomplish, on staying on track, of remembering why we want to accomplish something. All of these are really important to actually accomplish the things. We often, however, in our own lizard brains, get discouraged quickly or even distracted and forget why we were doing it in the first place. So right away, you can see that having an accountability buddy can help in that way. They can help keep you on track. They know what you're trying to accomplish. They're listening to what you're saying week in and week out, and they're able to say, hey, you weren't planning on doing that anyway. What are you doing working on this project? Or keep going, keep going, keep going. You really want this because. So they're fantastic in that way. They also are fantastic because we all know it's more fun to work on somebody else's project than our own, but it is easier for them to objectively see you haven't been working on this thing, or you said you were going to do this and you didn't. Now, different personality types respond differently to being held accountable. So you do have to make sure that whoever you are choosing for your accountability is somebody that you do want to answer to, you respect, that they get you, that they have realistic expectations and aren't afraid to push back with you. But you can absolutely, with having an accountability partner, start to achieve more of what you want to be doing. It does not have to be work. You could have accountability partners to make sure that you are getting out there and maybe having hobbies or socializing more, or spending more time with your family, or getting more into your faith or spirituality, traveling more. Well, not right now, but you get the idea. It does not have to be completely around just being productive and getting work done. It also, as I slightly touched on, can be a group of people or one-on-one. I personally like the one-on-one method better. I feel that it just gives us each a little more time because when you're in a group of people, you quickly can end up chatting. The time goes away very fast. But if you're someone that responds better to a group, that can be a consideration. So how do you go about getting that person or those people together? Well, the first is to have in your mind that you're looking for one. Why? Also write it down, because your brain will start to, when you're talking to somebody, this could be having a Zoom one-on-one with somebody, being in a group meeting with somebody, and you start going, ooh, I would not mind talking to that person every week and making sure they're getting their stuff done, because that's half of it. You not only are receiving accountability, you are providing accountability for that person as well. So part of it means that you have to be excited about what they're doing. You have to really want to be their cheerleader, and it has to be something that you stand behind, that you see as an important thing for this person to accomplish. Maybe just because it's important to them. It may not be your values, but it has to be like, yeah, I want to help them get this thing done. So another word on that, it does not have to be somebody that you meet with forever. It could be that you are meeting with somebody for 12 weeks or for a year, let's say, or for some determined project. You could also, of course, meet with them for as long as the two of you are able to do. When you, let's say, find that person, have a conversation with them. Tell them, hey, I am looking for an accountability buddy. Does this interest you? Have a conversation about what that means to each of you, what you expect from each other. In my own experience, I meet weekly with an accountability partner. I am right now on my second one-on-one. I've been in groups before, but I really like the one-on-one better. And my first one moved away. We're in different time zones and it just fizzled, and it made me so sad because I instantly noticed a change in my behaviors of what I was getting done and prioritizing. So when I went to look for my second, I approached it the same way I really had with the first. I was listening to people when I was out and in groups. At the time when I met both, we were still in person, but I became accountability buddies with my second buddy in Corona. So I absolutely just one day said, hey, have you thought about having an accountability buddy? Do you know what that means? And she did not, nor had she been thinking of it at all. And I said, listen, you get me. We had worked with each other. She had hired me for something. I had hired her for something. We worked together in a group. So I understood pretty much, I didn't know her that well, how she worked, and I liked how she pushed back with me and would ask me questions, and I was excited about the work that she does and about the things that she was talking about. And I said we basically would get together once a week. There are no hard and fast rules in my way of doing accountability. Yours may be different. And we encourage each other. In our own meeting, we start everyone, we just kind of go back and forth with our wins for the week, and then we talk about if we accomplished what we set out to, if not why. We talk about if we're having any struggles on things. We give feedback to each other, and then we lay out what we want to accomplish that week. If you watch any of my videos, you know I'm very into 3. It's the magic number. My buddy will do 5 or 6 things. Very different in her structure of how she does her goal setting and all of that. And that's great. I love the differences in us. The only issue is that sometimes my accountability buddy will let me off the hook on some things. Why? Because she understands kind of the process and can see both sides of it very well. So sometimes I have to remind her, and I'm like, I'm trying to get out finishing something. You have to get on me. And then she absolutely does. It's not a perfect system, but both of us have admitted that working with each other once a week have changed our lives. It's made it so that we are working through our stumbling blocks a lot better than when we're on our own. We're also being pushed to realize that I, for example, love creating and will take on all sorts of new projects. And once the project is completed, I will not necessarily launch it. I will not market and sell it. I'm more so happy and proud of myself that I created the thing. For example, that book that I just wrote that has 400 pages that I have to edit down to 200, and I don't want to do that. It's so much work to do that. And, she's slightly letting me off the hook on that a little bit. So I have to, as I said, remind her to not. But the point of it is I would never have written that book without her help. I'm going to need her help really to get through the next step as well. And she has continuously been reminding me that I keep trying to take on these new projects instead of finishing the book because I want to get back to the creative. So having somebody that understands you, and mind you, that first session or two, they may not quite yet. It may be that as you work together, you understand each other more. But it does very much help those of us that know we're going to be meeting with the person at the end of the week and will maybe push to get those things done. And of course, to be able to talk through things with somebody that will listen and give us the time and understand what we're trying to do in the big picture. So start listening, start paying attention. When you are out and about with people, start saying, I'm looking for an accountability buddy. I actually for the first one, had emailed a few people, and some people were kind of like, I don't want to meet every week. That seems like a lot. They were not the accountability buddy for me. That should really be the second step. First, you want to start listening to who sounds like they'd be a good fit, who excites you in what they do, and then you need to start reaching out. Not everyone will want to do this. That's fine. So you have to make sure it's a fit for them as much for you. Maybe they'll want you to lay more boundaries on it. Whatever you need to do for both of you to be comfortable, that's absolutely fine too. The whole point of it is just to make sure you have that person, not that it is put together in a ABC, this is how it has to be way. It's more about finding what works for both of you and making you both feel like you are getting something out of that relationship. So go listen. If you're not anywhere where you have to listen, that's your first step. Do some networking. Get out there and meet some people. You can join the Doers, Shakers, Makers Facebook group. It's free. Just go to Facebook and search Doers, Shakers, Makers. We talk about this all the time, and people, I think, are starting to connect with each other when we do. Well, thank you for listening this week. I'd love to hear about you and your accountability buddy. If you need one, like I said, come on over to the Doers, Shakers, Makers Facebook group and put that ask out. I will be back next Tuesday with your business tip because I'm Sierra Bailey with Doers, Shakers, Makers, and this has been another business tip.